not usual. So what does usual mean? Over and over. What mostly happens. So my usual transportation to work is my car. But maybe, oh, my car doesn't work, I call Uber. So that's unusual, not usual. So today we look outside, it's a nice fall day, beautiful day in September, but all of a sudden if we have a snowstorm in September, that is not usual, it is unusual. Prefix means no, not. So there are others that we have that are these prefixes that mean not.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you do it in the sentence, write the sentence about ages?
The weather today is unusual additional.
In September. Speaking of weather, we should go back over here.
The weather.
What can we say?
Sunny. Unclear.
And clear. Who knows the temperature? We're going to ask Google. Google knows everything. 69. 69 what? Degrees? Fahrenheit. How about Celsius?
21.
21. How did you know that? She looked on Google. Let's figure it out. Okay? If we don't have Google, we can figure it out.
Yeah, 69 minus 37.
This, you can do this yourself. Take away 32, and what's left? Half of that. And it'll be a fairly close, the actual number is 21. But there's a formula that gives you exact, but if you're doing it in your head, you want to know, you can do this yourself. Take this off. What is comfortable?
Like it,
Feels good. Oh, this nice chair. Look at my chair. Pads. I could sit here. Very nice. Soft. Very comfortable. This one, oh, hard. Uncomfortable. You can say not comfortable, but uncomfortable is what you will hear most often. How about this one? What does that mean? What does pleasant mean? Look in here, the word please. It pleases me. I like it. Something that you don't, doesn't make you please you, make you feel good, unpleasant. Smell. So you walk into a room, I smell flowers. Very pleasant smell. Very nice, pleasant. You walk into a room, oh, it smells so bad, garbage. You'd say unpleasant. So for smell, unpleasant smell, pleasant smell.
Every time, always and on. No.
Almost always. We have to remember that there are, in English, once in a while, there are things that are a little bit different. So, usually if you say on in front of the words, it means not the rest of the word. What is real?
Something real or like no fact.
No what?
No fake.
No fake. Yes, real.
Okay.
Fake.
Fake. Prefix, suffix. The word itself has a prefix in both words. Pre means before. So you remind yourself, pre means before. And this one would be at the end. So, yesterday I wanted to talk for a few minutes before we start on our grammar about the weather and climate. Do you remember the word climate? How are they different? How is weather and climate different? You remember what we talked about?
Weather is today.
Right now, yes.
Limited for 1
So the
year.
weather for a specific time. The weather yesterday. The weather today. The weather tomorrow. But when we talk about climate, we're talking about what?
Every time.
A long time. Over a period of time. And it's bigger. So when we talk about weather, we're talking about what we see, the temperature, what we feel, but climate is a bigger picture. So when we talk about climate, we talk about some of these, for example, the temperature. But we talk about what is the temperature doing? What is the temperature doing? What is the temperature doing? This is in the paper a lot. What is happening to the temperature of the world?
Change.
How is it changing?
To the world.
How is it getting worse?
Increase.
Increasing. So we talk about So when we talk about climate, we can talk about, well, what is the climate? But when we talk about climate change, it means from one period to another over number of years. So
World.
world temperature. So the climate of the world temperature is rising. When we talk about the world temperature rising, we have to remember that most of the world is covered by what? I heard it. Most of the world is covered by what?
Water.
What is that water called?
Ice.
What is that water?
Hot.
Rainy.
Ocean.
Ocean.
Yes, most of the world is covered by ocean water. Not like lakes and streams, but ocean water. What is happening to the ocean water? It's going up as well. Yes. Leading to more storms. So changes in patterns of where fish live. So all these things are connected. So we'll bring this up when we talk about the weather and climate. The one thing I like to, I didn't bring it in, but when we talk about where we live on this planet, we live on the outside. Here we are. Stick figure. And we live on this planet, and we can only live on part of the planet. We can only live so far up. So for example, has anyone ever been to a mountain, climbed a mountain? The tallest mountain I've been on was in western United States, and it was about 11,000 feet high. So that's about 2 miles. About 2 miles high. And when I walked, why?
Increase the oxygen.
There's not as much oxygen. The further up you go, the less oxygen. So people who climb the big mountains in the Himalayas,
No oxygen.
what do?
They take the oxygen.
They may carry oxygen with them, but the people who do this over and over again practice for years to make their lungs bigger, so they can get in oxygen. And so, how far up can a person go? How far can you go before there's not enough oxygen and you will die? About they're about 30,000 feet. So if you are in an airplane and you are in that plane and you are going from Detroit to New York, that plane will go up to about 40,000 feet. So if the door opens and you fall out of that plane, can you breathe? No, there's not enough air. You'll just pass out right away until you fall down. So that part of the earth that we can breathe around the outside is called the what's that word? Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
That's the part around the earth with the air that we can breathe. So what does that have to do with climate? What is happening to the atmosphere of our world?
Hot, cold.
It's doing what? What is happening to the atmosphere?
Change.
How is it changing?
Hot, cold, rainy.
Well, it is getting warmer because everything is getting warmer. But what's in it?
What's mean this? I don't understand.
What's in the
Take
What?
three.
Hot.
Take three.
I'm breathing. What am I breathing?
Oxygen. And
Oxygen.
you need oxygen, more oxygen.
What's that?
Carbon.
Carbon dioxide. Carbon
Oxide.
dioxide. So I breathe out carbon dioxide. The tree
Give us.
takes my carbon dioxide, turns it into oxygen. But
In the
we have a problem because I drive my car to work. What's happening with my car?
smoke. Take out some smoke.
Smoke coming out, carbon coming out. It's going into the atmosphere and it keeps like a blanket. You wear a blanket at night, keeps you nice and warm. The carbon becomes like a blanket, making a nice warm planet. Warmer and warmer and warmer. So I bring that up because I heard today that electric cars. Does anyone here have an electric car or a car that operates partially on electric, hybrid? I have a hybrid car, Toyota, and it works on both battery and gas. You can't tell the difference when you're driving, it just keeps you going. But we all know that there's a company, a big company here called Tesla. Do you know Tesla?
Yeah.
No gas. Plug it in. They're very expensive. Very expensive. But there are other companies that are making this. And this year, Norway, do we know Norway? Where is Norway? Any idea?
And Europe.
It's in Northern Europe. Not a big country, maybe as many people as in Michigan for the whole country. And more people now in Norway are driving cars on electric. Just electric, no gas. Why? Because of so eventually you, whether
Atmosphere.
you will be driving electric cars. If you're still driving when you're my age, your car will be electric or some other thing. This is happening fast. So I just wanted to bring this up today before we started. Little information. Lots of crazy things in the news. Exploding pagers, did you hear that one?
Yeah, in the Lebanon.
Do you know a pager?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No.
I know.
We
but-
don't use them much here. People used to use pagers a lot, but now people use
Phone, iPhone.
iPhone, cell phone.
Yeah.
But a pager is not hooked up in quite the same way. So,
Last.
yeah, and cheaper. Pager is very cheap. Exploding. How many?
10,000.
About 3,000. And so far, I think 9 people killed from them, including 2 kids. Pretty crazy story. A dangerous story. So that's a new one. I'd never heard of anything like that before. So that's in our news. I wanted to start today with the grammar. Okay. Now, yesterday and the day, or last week, we talked about present, past. I should put these in order.
Teacher Mike?
English, we have,
Teacher?
did you get one?
Uniform.
This one.
Did you find them? Do you have one?
Teacher, uniform.
Bunch back there. Ollie, do you have one? Let me run through my names here. D, CD, and Muhammad, Lina, Ola, Abla, Nassim, Zalam, Asma, Samaya, and Ashok. Ashok back there. Ashok, Dana, and Flavine, and Ali, Seema back up here, Seema, and Mohammed, the other Mohammed. Oh, here, in front.
No, me number 1.
No, you are first,
Yeah.
Mohammed Abdullahi, and Mohammed Yaslam, here, okay. Both Mohammeds right in front of us.
Yeah.
Mohammed. Some people did not sign in. So, we talked about, we're going to focus on this one today. Present tense. In general, every day. He talk, I talk in class. He, she, it talks. Notice? Yes. But today we want to talk about present continuous.
ING. Copy. It's not ready.
Notice when you use the ing, you can't do it by itself. You have to have that form of the verb to be in front. So you can't say, he talking in class. That's just not good. I can't say, I talk in class. I talking in class. It's not good. You need both. The verb to be. So why do we use it? How is it different?
Because right now.
Right now, and it's going on. I am talking means right now, and it goes on and on. So I would say, I drive to work. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I drive to work. Every day I drive to work.
Future.
How do you get to work? I drive to work. It's a statement of something that's done. But if you said, what are you doing right now?
I'm driving.
I am driving right now. And so that's the present continuous form. And we use it a lot in our speech. We'll take a look here. We're gonna start, turn it over to the back on part D. And do part D, and it says fill in the missing part of each sentence. Do that first, then we're gonna go back to the other side. Fill in here, then we'll read these together. Part D. If you finish that, you can start E. Give me a couple minutes. Did everyone sign in? Everyone?
Everyone? Or
Yeah.
everybody?
Everybody or everyone?
Same
You
thing?
can be different, but yeah, but usually the same. This was kind of easy to do, but did we all fill this in? Let's start up here, and Ola, let's start with you today, and read number 1.
It's raining today.
Very good. Do the next one also.
Maria isn't working today.
Very good. Notice Marie. Notice that it isn't Maria. In this case, it's Marie. They're from different languages when they do that. Melina, number 3.
She is going with us.
Okay.
I'm wearing my raincoat.
Very good. Number 5.
We are wearing hats.
Very yes. Okay. Mohammed.
Number
Next one. Oh no,
6.
over here. Right.
Muhammad.
Mohammed, and see, yeah. Mohammed. We're going this way. Go ahead. Next one, number 6.
Anya and Ivan is shopping today. Are shopping.
Are shopping. Do the next one also. Number 7. Go ahead.
They are in winter clothes.
Winter clothes. That word clothes, notice it's got a TH in it, but usually in English, people would say clothes. I'm wearing some clothes today, not clothes. You won't hear that. Clothes.
Number 8.
Number 8, Mohammed.
Mario is working today.
Mario is working today. Very good. Next one.
And then me.
Oh, go ahead. Mohammed.
Teresa is working right now.
Okay, and
They
number
are
10.
not going to the mall.
They aren't going, yeah. They are not or aren't going to the mall. Yes.
What is the mall?
What is a mall?
Mall.
It's a big.
It's a big market.
A big shopping area where different stores are in one place together. So Northland or Somerset Mall, Oakland Mall. So different stores under one roof. Usually it's called a mall. Shop usually goes with shopping mall. So they're often together. Let's go back to the other side and up on the top it's got inventory list. What is an inventory? Inventory. Now you look at this and new word and you have to figure out what does inventory do you think it means?
It's different time.
Time?
Schedule about the.
In this case, it's inventory of clothes. So I may say, I need to make an inventory of the books in my room. A list of things that are there. In this case, it tells not just what it is, but it gives size, color, and items. So let's go over here to the left side, or no, on the top, it says Washington Fine Clothing. In this case, the word clothing has a TH in it. So, what's this?
Cloth.
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 What is cloth?
Car.
Car.
what it's made from.
I show this medium from Hamtramck cloth.
Made from cotton cloth. Could be silk, could be wool, could be something else. Shirt, pants, sweater, socks, the things you wear. Notice that you will not hear people say clothes. Maybe you will, but not very. They'll say clothes. That's what it will sound like.
It's closed.
Close the door.
What?
The open.
Yes. Same sound. But when you hear people say close, you have to decide, what are we talking about? Open and close or something you wear? So we have to figure out what we're talking about.
Clothing store. Clothing store.
Now we hear the TH, clothing. It's too difficult. What happened in English is that THES is hard. Clothes doesn't roll. So it's been changed over time to clothes. And you're right about open and close.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here and going down, if it says Washington fine clothing, what does that mean? Washington fine clothing. What do you think that is?
Please.
Okay, it's a place, but this is the title of a store. So this would be the name of the store. Washington Fine Clothing. What does that word fine mean? Very good. So if I say this shirt is very fine, it means very nice. So over on the left, you will see some words. Item number. What is an item?
The number of the
What is an item? First,
things.
a thing. An item is a thing. This is an item. This is an item. This is an item. And so it gives a number. So notice here, the next one is size, color, and pattern. So what is the third one down? It says blue striped.
Stripe like the your shape. Stripe.
Stripes. The fifth one down says blue flowered. Medium. Flowered.
Like flower. Oh, flower.
It has a pattern of flowers on it.
Like this one.
Yeah.
So what if there's no stripes, no flowers? What do we say? The word for that is called solid. I have a solid blue shirt. All blue. So notice short sleeve, long sleeve, We know sleeve.
Yes.
And then retail unit price. What does that mean? Retail price.
Price and tax. Everything.
Before
The
the
re,
unique price.
don't go to tax yet.
Yeah, before the tax.
Before the tax. Retail price is the price that it's sold for at the store. Okay? So when you go to a store and you buy a shirt, $20 shirt. That's the retail price that the store sells it to me. But the store bought that shirt from a company. And they're going to sell it to me for more. So they bought the shirt at a wholesale price. They pay less and sell it to me for more. Wholesale and retail. So you will notice sometimes you will see with the store, it will say wholesale. You may go to a store and say, I'm going to the wholesale store because I want to buy a lot of something. You get a better price. Most stores, like here in Hamtramck, these are retail stores. And then of course, unit price. What does unit mean?
One.
Unit.
One thing.
One thing. Each unit. And then quantity, what does that mean? Quantity.
Number.
The number of something. So quantity refers to number.
1, 2,
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. The other word that often goes with this is quality. Quantity is the number, quality is what we can say about it. Let's go down here to the practice conversation. And let's see who wants to do conversation. Ola? Ola, you are customer. And look, Dana, you are the salesperson. We're going to do this. Yes, Ali? Well, they're going to do this.
Yes.
The conversation. Go ahead, Ola.
Excuse me, how much are the large brown short sleeve shirts?
They are 35, 70, 75 each.
Thanks. Is that before tax?
That's right, before tax.
Okay. Notice on that first line it says large, comma, brown, comma, short sleeve shirts. When they put a hyphen in there, short sleeve, it means that they go together. That's one word, short sleeve. Long sleeve, short sleeve. When we have adjectives or a list of things, we put commas. So we're talking about a large shirt, a brown shirt, a short sleeved shirt. Down below, notice affirmative, present, continuous on the bottom. So the first one is I am wearing,
Right now.
buying,
Right now.
going, shopping,
Eating.
Notice something here when we got to shopping. There's a double E. Why?
Vowel.
The vowel. Yes. When we have this kind of ending, we double up. We'll point these out as we go. The negative, notice I am not Notice that I am not, doesn't have an abbreviation, but you, we, they, he, she, it does. And we can abbreviate using contraction. So let's go back to the other side and part E and write 10. 10. The first one is done for you. So notice the example. Many people are shopping. So we're making it from a general statement to right now. Yes.
I'm number one. I'm going.
You want number one?
Number shopping.
We'll do number one first.
Yeah. I buy sandals.
Wait, no, do number one. You want to do number one first.
Okay. Anya look for new summer clothes.
Clothes.
Anya is looking for new summer clothes. Good.
So if you haven't written, that's perfect.
Thank you.
If you haven't written it
Can I
in,
go in?
pardon?
Can I go?
Oh, do you have to leave? Want to see you Monday?
Yeah.
Before you go, next week, we have class Monday and Tuesday.
Wednesday, no?
No class Wednesday.
Why?
I won't be here.
Yeah. And my friend help for you. And a teacher.
I don't think so. I don't think they have a sub just yet for daytime.
Yeah, what's your name and a teacher?
The other
His
teacher,
friend, yeah.
Monday plus
His help for you.
Brian,
Brian.
he's in
class
Iowa.
of
Do
Yeah.
you know where Iowa is?
Yeah, I know.
He moved to Iowa.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think, but just to let you know for next week, we have 2 days.
Okay.
Then the following week,
today.
Monday and Tuesday, no class.
No.
But I'll be here Wednesday, and that week, the end of the month, would anybody here, anyone here be okay to come on Thursday? Okay, so I'll remind you as we get there. So, see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Teacher,
Yes,
Can you repeat it for me, please? Tell the class. On Monday and
next week,
yes.
Monday and Tuesday.
Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
The following week, Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay. Thank you.
That'll be a change because we don't have class usually on Thursday.
Next week.
Okay, let's do number, go ahead. CD number 2.
Next week.
Alright, what? Well, we want to turn this into present continuous. I am buying. CD, buy. Buy. Everyone, buy. What are sandals? What are sandals? Like shoes, how are they different? They're open. This open shoes and sandals. Number 3. D. Number 3.
You are wearing new clothes.
You are what?
Are wearing
Are wearing. What?
You are wearing.
Read number 3 again.
You are wearing.
No, number 3. Number 3.
You are wearing your new clothes.
Blouse.
Blouse.
Blouse. What is a blouse? Blouse. A blouse is a loose shirt. Okay? Usually, women often say, if you go to a store, you're looking for a blouse, you'll see it in the women's department. If you go to other countries, a blouse is both for men and for women. But usually, if I'm looking, I look for a shirt. My wife will look for a blouse. Samaya, next one. Samaya, number 4.
3 men sitting on the bench. Or
Read the whole sentence.
3 men sitting on the bench.
Present continuous. What do we have to do? Right now. 3 men are sitting. What do we do with the T? Double T. Asma.
We aren't eating at the
Mall. We aren't eating at the mall today. You could say we are not. That would be good as well. Salam?
Don't is going to the
To the shoe store. In a scene? What's wrong? Are. Children is plural. 1 child is. 2 children are. The children are talking to their friends. Again, Irina isn't what? What do we do with buy? Buying.
Buying. Buying.
The blue skirt. What is the skirt? Skirt. Woman's clothes, yes. Okay. In the back, Nader, number 9.
Are reading a book at the bookstore.
Bookstore. AMD, number 10.
We are taking the bus book.
We what?
We are taking the bus book.
Notice that these words that end in E, when you change it to the continuous form ing, drop the E, so you don't say TAA.
Take it.
Drop the E, add ing. So you would not have E and then ing.
Yes.
Irregular verb.
Pardon?
It's irregular verb.
This is a regular verb. But it's just how we do this with the ending of words that end in E. Let's have a conversation here with part F, and we have student A and student B. And how about here, I didn't, your name?
Yane.
Your name is
Ashok Atal.
Ashok, okay. Ashok, you're going to be student A, and Claudine, you'll be student B.
Okay.
Ashok, go ahead.
Start.
Conversation. Start, Ashok. Read what student A says.
A.
Hi.
So,
Student A.
F.
Yes.
F.
Yes.
Hi, John. What are you wearing?
good. Student B,
I am wearing a small blue short-sleeved shirt.
student A.
Hi, John. What are
No. Go ahead.
Yes. What is your wife wearing?
Well, she is wearing a small white short-sleeved shirt.
Very good. So we'll be doing a lot of this conversations where they give the name of the person that's speaking and then a short statement afterwards. Okay, conversation. Very good. If you would, today, put your name on your paper when you leave and leave it with me. I'd like to take a look at your writing. We have part 2 today. Something different, a little bit of American history, information. Take one, pass one. Usher. And leave one for Daniel. You it? Okay. Take this with you. Give me your paper. Thank you. Extras. If you have to leave, you can do this later. Do you have to go? Yes. Go ahead. Do it at home, bring it. Okay? You off to work? Yeah. What time do you start? Trenton? Oh my. 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Drive carefully. Oh, I see some of you are still working on part E. let's stop and go on with this one. The Boston Tea Party. So I think it's a little bit interesting, I hope so. The Boston Tea Party. So this is a bit of American history. When we're talking about a tea party, what do you think if someone said, I'm going to have a tea party? What would that mean? The tea party.
British tea
What's that?
and some appetizers.
Yeah, some tea, some cookies, something to eat. But this is a little different. This is a time in history that's very important in American history. And when you apply for citizenship, this is one of the things that is given as an important period of American history. Specific to the U.S., the Boston Tea Party took place in a place in the U.S. called Boston. Do we know where Boston is? Where is it? Near, not far from New York, about an hour and a half drive. So it's on the east coast of the United States. And I think I should pull this down to show you a little bit, because we're going to be talking about colonies. This is the United States, but at one time, the United States was not European. There were people who lived here, native peoples, millions of native peoples that lived here. And they had their own languages, their own customs, so on and so forth. And somewhere in around late 1500s, people from Europe had better boats, and Europeans started coming to explore. Look around. What could we see? What they saw was places where you could grow food, animals you could hunt, they could make a living. And so there were different countries in Europe. Do we know Europe? Do we know where England is? England, Great Britain, France, Spain, Holland. Okay, those were the main ones. Those countries wanted to explore, and they had kings and queens who wanted to make money. And this was considered to be a place where they could make money. So the English and the French in Europe were what? Fighting. Constantly at war. The English and the Spanish. So there was competition and fighting. But for our purpose for right now today, in terms of the United States, the country that won out was England. England had 13 colonies. Right here. Not here, but here. 13 colonies. So when we talk about U.S. history, one of the questions that's there is, how many states, when the United States became a country, how many states were there? 13. Why? Because there were 13 colonies. Each one was its own little government. And who was the boss? The King of England. Pardon? King George. King George III of England. And so one of those places was here. Where are we? Can't bring it down. It's just up here at the top is a state called Massachusetts. This is the abbreviation, MA. And right on the side is Boston with a little star. Very important city in U.S. history. So this is a place in colonial times. Let's start over here. Ali, I haven't heard you read today, so go ahead. We'll start with you.
The Boston Tea Party. The American colonists were angry. They built the
British
government made them by tax.
What's that word? P-A-Y?
Pay.
Pay. No. Pay.
By tax.
Pay.
Pay taxes. The colonists by the tax. Pay taxes. But there was now one in the British government to speak for them. They complained and question. They lost. The British wanted the colonists to obey
Very good.
them and not ask questions. Then in 1073, they passed the Tea Act. Outside that the colonists could only buy their tea from the East India Company of England. The colonists were very angry. They wanted to buy tea from other companies.
Notice P's, work on the P sound. Yes. Act. Notice that it's capitalized. The Tea Act. That is a law passed by a government for something. When we say act, it means we think about an action. I'm going to act in a certain way. I'm going to act sad. But this is a specific thing that has to do with governments. So our government passes laws. In England, they call these laws acts. An act of Congress is a law from Congress. An act from the King of England was a law from the King of England. And this is capitalized, so you know when you have capital letters that it's telling a specific thing. The Tea Act. So let's go through here and talk about a few things here. The word colonist. colonist. IST. A suffix. IST.
Artist.
Person
Yes.
who makes art. Pianist. A person who plays the piano. Person who types. Okay, suffix tells us it's the person who does something. So in this case, the person who is in a colony. So you have to remember, what is a colony? What is a colony? What is a colony? A place. A place. A place that's run by and owned by someone else. So today we have how many states?
Yes.
How many?
Spanish.
What?
Spanish.
15? 50. We have 50 states.
No.
Now,
Yes.
one time, there were 13 colonies, and the U.S. said, no, the king doesn't own us. We are not colonies. We don't pay anything to the king. We are states. States. So we'll talk more about the issue of colony as we go on with history. But notice we're here, this is the place, this is the person, and this is the adjective. So we're talking here about colonial times, when the U.S. was owned by Great Britain, or I shouldn't say Great Britain, England. The King of England. It was his. So, other things in here, the T Act, specific act from the king, his law. Then it also talks about taxes. What are taxes?
Taxes, that must I pay money for government?
Money you pay to the government. Taxes.
Texas.
What's that? A state. Taxis. Yes, like Uber, Lyft.
Yeah.
Taxes, Texas, taxis. They sound alike. So you, which one are we talking? Three sounds very similar. So let's go down here to East India Company. East India Company. So, where do you think it got that name? India. This is a company.
Oh, state.
State.
India is now a country.
ASEAN. And that's
But let's go back here. This is, we're talking about what year? (1773). Colonial times. The King of England wanted money.
Money.
So where did the King of England go for money? The colonies, the 13 colonies, but also other parts of the world. So is anyone here from Bangladesh?
Yes.
In 1773, what were the English doing in India? What were they doing?
Bangladesh in India.
At one time, in 1773, there was no Bangladesh. It was part of, it was before Pakistan. Pakistan's on the other side. But Bangladesh was part of the state of Bengal in India. Pakistan, parts of Afghanistan, what is now India, what is now Kashmir, what is now Bangladesh, all part of a great kingdom. India. Huge. Huge. And so the King of England wanted what from India? What does India have a lot of that people in England like? Tea. Can you grow tea in England? No. So they shipped tea from India to England. They also shipped that tea from England and India to the colonies, to Boston. And people in Boston were mostly English. They liked tea. But they found that the King of England said, you can only buy tea from this company. Nobody else. That's it. And you can't find it any cheaper because you can't sell it. And not only that, you are going to buy it and then you're going to pay a tax. And who is going to get the money from the tax? The King of England. The King's tax. It went to the government, but it was for the King's riches. Yeah. And so the people in Boston said, I don't like this. The word here is complain. What does that mean? Complain.
They didn't like.
You don't like it. So if you go to the store and you buy a shirt and all the buttons fall off, you complain. You take it back and say, this is not right. Complain. And the other word that's there is question. What does that mean? Question.
They have a question about it.
Yes, I have a question. Why are you doing this?
Why?
Why? Second paragraph, Mohammed, MD. Hold on. Second paragraph.
On December,
Be a little louder. Go ahead.
on December 16,077 Psalm.
Wait. Let's give that date. On what date? December
December 16.
16.
17.
No, December what?
16. 16.
Remember that?
16.
16.
16.
That's where we get into this. You can't make it sound like December 16. 16.
1773. Some colony village on
Colonists
colonies village
decided
decided to do something to show their again. Let they
show their anger.
angry.
Anger.
Late that night a crop of tea.
How many?
50
50 men.
many
Men
dressed up as Native Americans. One on board their first Indian tea
Wait, how many ships?
ship
How many ships?
first
Three.
three first Indian tea ship. They threw all of the tea into the water. This was called the Boston Tea Party.
This is a shortened story for this, but it is an important time because they dressed up like what? How did they dress up? Native Americans, the original people that lived here, because they didn't want to get caught. So they went on board. Notice that it is highlighted. On board means they got onto the ship. When you go on board, you go on the ship, on board. Because the ship was made of boards. And they took the tea and threw it into the water. So what do you think? The king was happy?
No.
So now remember that Boston is in Massachusetts and the king is in England. So how did the people in Boston tell the king about what happened? Cell phones?
No.
How did they do it?
They go
The boat.
A boat. They had to take the boat and go back to England.
Yes.
How long did that take?
Maybe 2 months. 3 months.
I don't know how fast some of those boats went, but at least weeks, maybe 3 weeks, a week. So information took a long time to go from one place to the other. And then, if the king says, we're gonna do something about this, he's gotta go back to the other place. So things took place, took longer for things to happen. We've got time to, Seema, finish the story and then we'll go on.
The British king was very angry. He said, close Boston Harbor. No food or other necessary things, clothes, another.
Enter.
Enter Boston. The king also sent 4,000 soldiers to Boston. One British soldier for every 4
Soldier. You see that? S-O-L-D-I-E-R? Soldier.
for every 4
Bostonians.
Bostonians. The king thought he could make the
Bostonians.
Bostonians obey the law, but the was on.
But he was
But he was
Wrong.
Wrong.
Like right and
But he
wrong.
was wrong. The other colonies
Felt sorry.
Sorry.
feel sorry for the Christians. They sent food and money. Slowly, the 13
Separate.
13 separate colonies began to unite against the British, and the Dominican
Revolution.
Revolution began in 1776. Thomas
Thomas Jefferson.
Jefferson
Wrote
Jefferson wrote the
Declaration.
Declaration of Independence.
independence. Do we know Thomas Jefferson? Thomas Jefferson was president number 3. Thomas Jefferson is the person that wrote the Declaration of Independence and much of the Constitution. Okay. And that was in 1776. We'll stop with this, but can you bring this back on Monday? And we'll talk more about this period. But you have to remember that times were very different then, and there were not many people from England living in Boston. So there were 4,000 soldiers, and there was one soldier for every 4 Bostonians. There's only 16,000 Bostonians. Not a lot of people. Today there's millions. So this is kind of interesting because it's going to lead us into more of American history. So I will see you on Monday. Good? Have a good weekend. A good weekend. You know weekend? What is weekend?
Off day.
Off day, usually Saturday and Sunday. It's considered weekend. MD, Monday we have class. Come Monday. Okay. Do we have class on Monday?
Yes.
Yes. Do we have class on Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes. Do we have class on Wednesday?
No.
Come Monday. Okay?
Okay.
We're going to go home and have some tea. Monday. Extra? Thank you. Right. You want a pencil or pen? I have one.